Hello, my name is Gerald Vrella, and I'm with Miami's community newspaper, and I am here again with the fabulous, amazing Miami Ceramic League. And today we're going to be talking about education. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, my name is Ahzin Bahraini, and I'm the school director at the Ceramic League of Miami.
Hi, I'm Diana Gonzalez. It's great to be back. I'm the chair of the sales committee of the Ceramic League of Miami.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about classes and education and all that good stuff today.
Yes. So we offer a lot of classes, and they're very, unique. Like each class has certain highlights that we can get into. And I guess one thing that would be good is to explain the different classes and the different options. So if you're someone who's interested, you'll know the difference between a raku class and just a low fire class or a pit fire class. So we just have a lot of different options. But yeah, our school is really, I guess, the meat of our organization. But I'm happy to tell you more.
Yeah, so instantly when you started talking about the different types of classes, which one's your favorite? That's the immediate kind of thought that popped up in my head.
My favorite is probably a hand building class. I think Martha's hand building class it's for advanced, intermediate and advanced students. Okay. But they make the coolest things. Like I've seen like a ceramic mermaid siren type thing. Like it was like 2 or 3 feet the thing, and somebody else made like a dog that she took the time to like put in the texture for the fur on this big dog. It was a life-size dog, and I've just seen her students make amazing things, and she knows how to work with you. So I'm the school director. I don't take classes as often maybe as I should, but I love how her class allows you to do more free and individual things, and then she helps you execute your project. But I think we have so many different cool classes. I also really love just the more structured hand building class. That's like creative hand building with Susan. Susan actually had to cancel her class this session because her thumbs were like,
no.
Yeah, they were hurt.
And is that from clay, or is it? Wow.
I think it's from
a true professional,
years, probably, right, Diana?
What's that?
From like years of doing hand building. Your thumbs, right?
Yes, and sometimes carpal tunnel is one of the occupational hazards of pottery. So you have to be careful. And arthritis is also, your hands are wet a good deal, and so there are a lot of occupational hazards associated with it, and we guard our hands like you can't imagine.
Yeah, I feel like there's hazards in all forms of art.
In all forms of art, yeah. But it's not uncommon to have issues with the joints.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you guys kind of decide on having these variety of classes? How did that come about? Was that established beforehand? Have you guys added anything new?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're always adding something new.
Okay.
Because there are different techniques that come into the craft over the years. But education is the core of our mission. And so the community school has been in place for decades at this point. So Ahzin, I don't know if you want to add to that, but that is our purpose, to educate the community.
And I would say, to go off of what Diana said, like the classes that we offer have been an evolution, right? So we've been established in 1950. I didn't join till a few years ago. Diana joined in 1984. So there's been many, many years where there have been classes taught by all these different types of ceramic artists. And over the years, we've been able to like really expand, and I think become so inclusive of the different types of ceramics. You had asked me to tell you about classes. I hand build, but Diana does the wheel. I didn't even tell you about like the awesome wheel classes we have. So there's just so many different, unique little niches that over time, as an institution, we've evolved, and also the people who have contributed to the school come from all these different, areas of expertise. Like maybe one teacher received her training in Guatemala and another teacher attends mosaics workshops in Italy, and then someone else has just been in Miami, like working from the ground up. So you have so many different opportunities to understand, I think, and interact with the art of ceramics through these like amazing people who have, over time.
Yeah, various skill sets and whatnot. That's amazing. Yeah. So you're the director of the school. So when you got hired, what was kind of like one of the first things that you wanted to do with the program?
The first things I wanted to do? That's a good question. I think when I got hired as school director, before I could worry about one thing I wanted to do was like taking in the gravity of the school.
That has to be so scary.
It's huge. Like you would think like this school, like, oh, ceramic league. This is what I thought. I was like, oh, it's like a little art organization. But no, like it's serious.
Yeah.
There are so many classes. It's so complex. So the first thing as a school director, I think I had to wrap my mind around truly what a complex organization this is and it's so grand. Then I think the next thing that I've always wanted to do at the league is have a hand building class for kids. We don't have that yet, but I think we were talking about that and maybe a teen class.
That would be so killer with kids, hand building. Oh,
right? Man. They do this right now, the wheel, and they love it.
Wow.
They love it. But I feel like with hand building too, you could reach like even smaller kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a kindergarten activity that would go off really well. Yeah. So if I wanted to sign up for classes, what's the steps? Do I go online? Do I call?
You could do either. I recommend going online. It's faster. You just go online, ceramicleaguemiami.org. There's like a bar at the top of the page. You could press classes. We offer evening and morning classes to work with all different types of schedules. And we kind of match Miami's ebb and flow. So when there's like a lot of people in the city, we tend to offer and be full with a lot of classes. And then like during wet season, for some reason, it's like classes slow down because nobody wants to be so, hot and muddy.
Yeah, and then play with mud.
Summer's rough.
But now, like, session 1 starts September 3rd. So you can, like, sign up for classes online, and then now things start to pick back up again.
So is this like college where you have multiple classes going on at different times in the day? And
it's just like college.
Wow.
It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's huge.
I've been having a nostalgia for college, so maybe I'll look into signing up.
You could have Clay College.
Yeah, Clay College.
Yeah, we have sessions throughout the year. So, like if you go online and you happen to have missed the timing, about 7 weeks later, you can sign up for the new session.
Cool. And I can't start in the middle of a session, right? That's not.
It's not advisable because you'll miss out. It's hard to make up what everyone has already, the point
Naturally.
everyone has already reached, and we offer it again, so you're not really losing.
Okay.
You'll just have to wait a few weeks and then you can sign up. Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So your background, you have a background in sociology, psychology, and how does that education influence your approach to the school?
That's a good question. I think my background has helped me navigate the administrative part of the school, but also I think having a balance at the school and being able to offer different classes and work with different instructors and just really keep things going. I think that's mostly where my degree has helped. Degrees take a long time to get, so I think it's expanded my patience a little bit and my like sometimes we want to have so many classes. We want to have 28 classes, right? But you can't. And so I think my degree has helped me calm down a little bit and like be able to really think about what would be helpful and then what is maybe just a bit more impulsive,
Yeah. Gut feelings and all that.
Yeah, feelings, and then also like, okay, you might have an idea that you want to do to help or to expand the ceramic league, or promote a class or whatever, but you have to think about, okay, but would this really be helpful, or does this seem like a shot in the dark?
Yeah.
And once I really think things through, I'm like, oh, maybe that's not the best strategy, so I think my education has helped me in that way. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good to hear.
Cool.
So I forgot to mention at the beginning that Diana is demonstrating clay throwing over here. I don't know if we've seen a lot of that yet, but
Today's clay.
Yes.
Because every time I've been here, I've tried to bring a different clay. This is a new clay that was just ordered at the Ceramic League, which is, again, another advantage. The members get to buy their clay at the league, which is very helpful.
Oh, wow.
When this fires, it will fire black.
Really?
It's smooth. It's great to throw with, and
It's gorgeous.
It's just beautiful when
From
you
here.
fire
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and it'll the first firing comes out like chocolate brown, and then like a dark chocolate brown, and then the final firing will come out black. And you can do a lot of very dramatic decorations when you're using a clay that's dark like that. So it's just part of the diversity of pottery, and with the different materials, and you were talking about what goes into creating a new class at the league, and there's equipment that is needed for different types of classes. At the league, we're fortunate. We have a lot of electric kilns. We have a gas kiln. We have a soda gas kiln, which provides for a special kind of class. We have what's called raku kilns.
Yeah.
We can do pit firing. The fact that we have that diversity of equipment means that we can have a diversity of classes. So it's really fortunate that we have the equipment. By the same token, you can't start a class unless you already have that kind of equipment and supplies.
Diana, could you explain raku and pit firing?
Yeah, pit firing is a low fire method of doing a final fire on a piece. Many times the pieces have underglazes and what's called engobes. They're not necessarily the glossy glazed pieces that you normally see in our cone 10 firings or high firings. And you create a pit, and you put the piece in, and you smoke it, basically.
Wow.
And you can get incredibly dramatic results.
That's incredible.
Raku is an American adaptation of a Japanese style of firing, where you take a piece that is made with a special kind of clay so that it can absorb heat shock.
Okay.
You put it in a kiln to about 1700, 1800 degrees max. You take it out when it reaches that temperature, and you put it in a trash can that has any kind of combustible material. It could be hay, newspaper, leaves, all kinds of things. And then you cover it up. Where the glazes are, and they're normally metallic glazes, you get incredible sheen and color. Where there's no glaze, you get smoke, dark. You just get the black.
And it'll be the shape of whatever is burning around it?
No, the piece retains its shape, because you do put it through the first firing so that it retains its shape.
Okay.
But it's an incredible process.
Wow, I bet it's fun to do, huh?
If you're a firebug, it's the best class I would ever recommend, because having been a firebug. But you get immediate satisfaction. When you do a regular firing, it takes 8 to 12 hours to fire a piece.
I bet that's like you're really anxious the whole time. You don't know if it works.
You don't know if something's blowing up. You don't know if something got in there. I mean, you close that lid and you just pray to the kiln gods that something's going to be okay.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
When you do a raku firing, within an hour and a half, you know what your piece is going to look like. Hour and a half, 2 hours. You'll know what your piece is going to look like.
So it's a lot more immediate and a lot more intense of an experience.
So
super intense.
Yeah.
Wow. They're in our backyard, which
we have them in the backyard.
We have a backyard.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like the class is not just inside. Everybody walks outside, and there's like this big like tank. I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's an actual kiln
Wow.
that is designed specifically for the raku. We have two of them. We have two raku kilns.
Wow. And so, like, well, since you mentioned
And
the
you
back.
get hot.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
from it,
doing
right?
it, you get hot as the student.
Wow. You feel it on your face and stuff like a bonfire. That's fun. So now that you mentioned you guys had a backyard, do you want to talk about the campus a little bit, or is it?
Sure. Yeah. So we and Diana might know about our old space, but we moved from actually South Miami, I believe we were in, and we moved down to Pinecrest. So now we have our campus includes 3 like warehouse spaces.
Oh, wow.
So like when you go, I don't know if you go to like Bird Road or whatever, but you see like
Familiar.
those garages.
Yeah.
So we have 3 doors
Oh, that's you guys?
on our space. No, we're not in Bird.
Oh, you're
no, we're
using
down in
the.
Pinecrest.
Okay.
Just
I
to
was
give you an
confused.
example, sorry, that's the one I see more.
You're
But
fine.
yeah, we have 3 garages. Our space has no AC, but we are working on that.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you get the full experience, right?
yeah. Like pit firing is from thousands of years ago, so like
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
a feature, you know.
Yes, the Ceramic League of Miami, you really get in there. And then we have it's super cool, our place, okay? Because when you go, you're like, it's a real deal experience. I'm not
Yeah.
here to talk about other ceramic places, okay? But when you go, you really know you're in the heart of the ceramic community in Miami.
Well, you heard it here, folks.
Yeah, you did. And you have 3 big spaces, okay? On every wall, there are shelves. Through all these shelves, every shelf is like loaded with stuff that is made by all of these different artists here.
Wow.
By students from class, by Diana, by me. So we have you walk in there and you see everything from bowls to mugs to snakes to sculptures to faces to pots to planters. It's
So the
all there.
DNA of the league is on display.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Exactly. And you
awesome.
feel it. Yeah. You feel it. And it's a lot of times unfinished work, which is super cool too.
Yes,
because
I agree. Yeah.
we don't even really care or see about the finish. We don't see the finished work as
Yeah.
often. But when you're seeing all of these artists and you see people's distinct style, it's so cool. Like
Yeah.
you start to really recognize you start to understand, I think, and appreciate what an artist identity is.
Yeah.
And you see that at the league. So then to go back to Diana's point about equipment, right? So I don't know how much you guys have talked about clay and firing, but
Briefly, I mean, it's only ever been 2 times, so
okay.
talk more about it.
So to give you like a tiny little short understanding of this, when you make a piece, like Diana just made that bowl, you have to put it in a kiln. First, you have to wait for it to dry. Then you got to put it in a kiln. So all of the water evaporates and it becomes hard. So it becomes like a ceramic bowl instead of mud.
Okay.
And then you put your glaze on, which is essentially glass that's like liquefied. And you brush it on like paint, but we call it glaze. And then you refire it. So you put it back in the kiln and fire it higher to a higher temperature. And so now there's no water to evaporate, but it's so hot that the glaze melts and becomes glass.
Wow.
So it's like before glass became glass.
And that's when it gets pretty.
Yes, that's when it gets
That's
pretty.
when it gets pretty.
If you're lucky.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, an important component of our educational program is the visiting artist workshops that we have.
Yes. Yeah.
We have those
that's a
throughout
big,
the year. In the past, we've had some of the world-renowned potters that have come,
That's incredible.
have shared their craft with us. Right after COVID, we had Natalia Arbelayes, who went to FIU. She trained locally, but she now lives in New York City, and she is a world-known potter
That's
in
so
her
inspiring.
own right. Yeah, and she's a hand builder. But we've had a few years ago we had an 11th generation tea master from Kanazawa, Japan that came.
Wow.
And taught us how to make tea bowls, and then taught us how to do the tea ceremony that goes with it.
Incredible.
So, you get access not only to how to make the pot, but the cultural influence that the pottery has as well.
Which is like everything, right?
Which is the whole package.
It's the structure in which you build, right?
Right. Soon, tomorrow we're having a Potters for Peace workshop. We talked about that last time.
Yep.
Tomorrow's the day that the crew at the league is getting together with its membership and others from the public that may want to attend, and we're making the vessels that are used with the filters, the ceramic filters.
And that's at Books and Books, right? Or am I confusing
no,
it with
that's at the league.
Okay.
It's actually at the
They're going to
league.
be auctioned at Books and Books.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
But we make them
But
in
the
our
Cross my
making is
wires.
at the
warehouse.
league. Yeah. And then later on in the fall, and we'll be talking more about it as we come back, but later on in the fall, we're having Lisa Orr,
Okay.
who is teaching a new type of firing, a new type of wood firing, which we currently don't do.
This is the buildable.
The buildable kiln.
Yes, okay.
And it's a kiln that's adapted to wood firing. That's happening in October, so we're really looking forward to that, and
So-
that's in partnership with FIU.
Wow. So you're going to be doing some classes in FIU, or is it just that specific?
That workshop will be in partnership with FIU, which I believe the class itself will be at FIU, but we're the co-sponsor. And then the artist lecture, whenever we have a workshop, the artist gives a lecture and presents their techniques and their methods and how they got to the point that they're at as an artist. That's happening at the league. So we're very excited about that.
Well, so you guys mentioned college, FIU.
Right.
So is that all you teach? Do you guys partner with public schools or any high schools, middle schools, elementary schools?
We do partner with them in the sense that as they reach out to us, we offer technical support. From time to time, we'll do a workshop with kids from different classes. A lot of homeschool groups come to the league for an extracurricular activity. We work with the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. I think I mentioned once before, there's still a ceramic badge.
Oh, wow. So that's a part of
the Scouts. So they come to the league, they do, they throw, they work in clay, and then they get their badge. So there are a lot of different community groups, including the schools that we do work with.
Cool.
Yeah.
To go back to the equipment, because I know we were talking about the school and I totally got sidetracked.
Yeah, I do too.
We also have like slab rollers and extruders, in addition to the kilns that we have.
Wow, can we see those? A close-up of those, please? Wow, they're gorgeous. Yeah, I'm sorry. I distracted you.
No, you're good. They're nice. So besides just like a firing, we basically have like clay is really heavy, but we have equipment that you could flatten your clay out, or it'll make you a coil. It'll roll, like you put your clay in this like metal like cylinder. And it's really industrial.
Like a mixer, almost?
It's like a pasta machine. It's like a giant pasta machine.
It is about to say that too. Think about it like that. Except instead of like a little ball of dough, it's like 50 pounds of clay.
Right.
You like smash it in there, and then you put your metal, and you go, toom, and then it comes out like a long like string of clay. So you can just
That's
you can,
incredible.
Build up.
I'm thinking about Willy Wonka. The big fantastical machines.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's worth the price of admission alone, right?
Yeah,
cool.
There's so much.
And then we have the different types of clay. So what Diana's using is the acebache, which it's kind of popular here in Miami, the concept of acebache.
Means onyx in Spanish.
So it's for like good luck.
Which region does it come
is.
from?
Okay.
We buy it from North Carolina, so that's where we get most of our clays.
We get it from Florida.
But they ship it in from. Yeah. I mean, it's not. None of the clays are made here because we don't have a lot of clay deposits.
Yeah.
So everything gets
Makes
mixed
sense.
in other places, but it's a very heavy black iron clay, and that's why it turns
and the
black.
firing brings it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, some clays just get popular, like Ahzin is saying, because the name, the concept.
Social media, maybe.
Well, and in Spanish, babies always wear a little piece of onyx, and that's to ward off the evil eye. That's a very Hispanic
That's what
thing.
that is.
Yeah, azabache.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's popular in Miami.
Yeah,
It's super popular. My grandma has one.
Yeah, azabache
Oh, so
is
this is
onyx.
This is like the raw form.
So this is
so
the clay
cool.
form. This is what
So
we use to
cool.
ward off the evil eye when we put it
Yeah, at the league, right?
at the league. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to these turning black. Hopefully,
They will. They're gonna be super cool.
I hope so.
I have a good
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I just made a few quick pieces there. It's a very smooth clay, so you have to watch.
It's
how much
catching the
water.
light so like smooth and
Yeah, it's very
gorgeous.
smooth. Yeah,
It's like so
yeah,
gorgeous.
it's
I
really
can't stop
nice.
looking at it.
They need to be trimmed. The first pieces I made are going in the kiln tonight. That first
Oh,
time I was
fun.
here. So next time I come, I'll bring those
Oh yeah,
pieces.
we should bring like even the different stages of clay, like greenware, bisqueware.
We can do
fire.
that next time. We can.
Can we
bring
do the
That would be
translucent
good.
one at some point?
Porcelain?
Yeah,
Is that pricey?
No, it's
It's not a matter of pricey. You
Gotta
really have to know how to work with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it can go from beautiful piece to it just caved in on itself with one throw. So,
Wow.
yeah,
It's
there's
tricky.
a wonderful clay out of Seattle that is translucent like that. Well, it's not clay; it's porcelain.
And is that something you guys also teach at the school? Is the variety of clays and
yeah.
the approaches?
We have so many different types of clays. So we are like super, super lucky that when students come to take a class, they have a variety of clays that they could choose from. And we offer different colors, different textures. So some clays have like more sand or almost like porcelain has ground up glass, right? And then other clays could be really smooth. Some clays could be really like almost feel like rocky kind of to work with. So we offer all of these different types of clays.
And you work with them differently. You know, you
Yes,
would not
yes.
Cragley Crunch, which is the one that's very
Crunch.
rocky.
This sounds like a cereal.
Yeah, you would never throw with that clay
No.
because your hands would just
Get cut up.
ripped.
Yeah.
So
We
that's
call it grog.
so
grog.
much. Yeah, grog is actually stoneware that's been ground up and put back in to protect the clay from heat shock, so that it will sustain.
That's why.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
gives
it was
it-
to give it more strength.
Well,
so when
yeah,
you
so
build,
that, yeah,
it's
when
like
you throw it, holds it
stronger.
together better. And it also gives it the heat shock. So because I mean, things have blown up in kilns.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
Yeah, we've experienced.
And do you guys like teach the history of clay? Like where it came from? That seems a little outside of the...
We probably don't do enough of that. We're trying to incorporate that kind of education in some of our makers markets. For example, our next makers market is celebrating Hispanic potters in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. So we're going to have a PowerPoint showing while the market's going on that shows all the different potters from the different parts of the Hispanic world, as well as many of our members. We have many of our teachers are Hispanic, and we have Polo, who's a Peruvian traditional hand building potter, beautiful pieces that he makes. We have Pucci, who's also from Peru, an incredible sculptor. We mentioned Martha Larmier, who's a hand builder. There's Maite Oka, who's a wheel teacher. So we have internally we have a lot of Hispanic representation, but we also want to show whoever comes to our makers market what the Hispanic world has brought in terms of pottery.
Yeah, that's super important, especially down here.
Yeah, and there's so much connection, and especially through Central America, Guatemala, San Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, so much pottery making in those countries. Because they're, well, and of course Mexico, but I mean, there it's part of the daily houseware, to have the pottery pieces.
Cool.
So yeah, that's what
Awesome.
So we are trying to get to the history by showing by celebrating different groups and showing what they've done.
Yeah, the few times that we've talked, one of the only things I can think about is the history of clay, and how does it end up here, on this table, and we're talking about it. I love clay. I think it's interesting.
Right.
I've told Diana a few times that I've seen the British show, the television show. I forget the name of it.
The Pottery Throwdown.
Pottery Throwdown. Yeah, and it's seeing all those things and the drama that can happen. Obviously, it's reality television, so they're going to focus on that.
We have a lot of drama too.
Yeah, I imagine.
I think with artists, you always do.
Whenever there's an artist, you got a little drama.
Yeah, the egos are clashing. Which that's always good, right? Iron sharpens iron and all that.
It's all part of the fun.
I think it works out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the degrees come in.
Yes, right. Psychology, that's one of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but I think going back to the school, it's so important that we continue to reach out to our community, because it's how we will meet our mission of teaching everybody what pottery is, how to use it, how to work with it, how to make it. So it's the educational part cannot be understated.
Yeah, you guys are definitely doing good work. Clay is it's a skill set I would like to learn. I've always been interested in learning.
You should come.
Yeah.
Take
and
a class.
we're the oldest ceramic nonprofit in Florida.
Yes.
I mean, we have
so it's like the best place to go, huh?
We're coming up on 75 years.
Jeez.
It's a long time.
I mean, for any arts group to sustain for 75 years.
Especially down here.
And especially down here, and especially in a community where it's not, you go to North Carolina and everybody's into pottery.
Yes.
You come here, and because we're so transient and different and diverse, you don't see, that interest level isn't as consistent as, we would like it to be. But I tell you, after COVID, everyone I think bought a wheel during COVID.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Yeah.
And
I bet
they
there was a big
learned
spike,
online,
huh?
And
it's so good for you.
Yeah, but we saw
health.
growth. We saw a growth in our classes and a growth in our membership after COVID.
Wow, that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're out of time for today, but before we go, I would love to kind of hear something about the school and your guys' mission statement for the next few years. So I don't know who wants to.
Okay. Yeah. So I think our school's purpose is to serve as a springboard for ceramic artists and curious hands that want to learn how to work with mud. And I think our mission for the next few years is to continue what we're doing, but to become even more accessible and reach different students. Because we are so blessed to have a community of people who love our school. And we reach students from all ages, 6 years old to 97. So I think our mission is to just continue to keep ceramics alive, but also thriving in Miami. Sometimes Miami could get a little bit the reputation of a touristy city or party city, but really the arts are such an integral part of this city. And we at the Ceramic League, I really do believe we're the heartbeat of the ceramic place, the ceramic community here. So our school serves to serve students. It serves students of all backgrounds.
Beautifully said.
And we're so appreciative that we can come here and talk to the community about it.
Yeah.
So really thank you from all of us at the Ceramic League, because this is a critical way for us to get out to people who may not have seen our website or just didn't think about pottery as a hobby or didn't know we existed. So this helps us so much, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you for having an interest to be here. We love to have a diverse selection of community voices, and I think your guys' voice is very wonderful to hear, and thank you for stopping by again. I hope you guys come for a fourth time. That would be fun.
We will.
We will.
I'll bring my wheel.
Awesome. It's my favorite part. Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for
you.
watching. This is the Ceramic League. I'm Gerald Varela. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.